there everybody, welcome back to Lost Odyssey, Chocolate Milk here, and we're just going to continue on in the second Grandstaff. This is the second part of it, and we're pretty much at the halfway point here, and of course, because we haven't run into a boss yet, we're about to run into one. We've just found the main power source of the whole entire Grandstaff, which is a pretty important, thing, so we're gonna figure out what we have to do here. That looks dangerous. Now we gotta try to shut down this power so that we can basically break down the barrier where Gongora's hiding. If we are able to knock down the main power source of this area, of course the barrier will come down and we can actually get to Gongora. So we need to destroy the mechanisms that are guarding them, and there's of course a catch. It wouldn't just be that easy. So Sed's gonna explain here in a second. We're going in groups of 2. And you have all the immortals for this battle, so get ready to go for a boss, kind of like a mini boss battle. So you have Kaim, Seth, Sarah, and Ming, and you want to go in groups of 2, so you can only have 2 people per team. On Seth, I put a wind level 3 ring, and on Kaim, I've put a ring that's going to do some fire damage. And I'll show you why I did that in a minute. So once you're ready to go, make sure to talk to Sed here. We have to go in double file regardless of formation, so it's up to you who you want to put on each team, but I stick with Team Kaim and Ming to start out with. Kaim for attacking, Ming for support and black magic. And then I keep Sarah and Seth together. So there we go. Let's do this. Sub-Unit's interior exists within a different dimension, which is just crazy. I guess that's why they had to send the immortals, because mortals can't go to a different dimension. They're drawing, I guess the Grandstaff's drawing power from a different dimension, probably because we're so close to the Hall of Mirrors. So the catch is if we only destroy one of the 2, it'll cause an imbalance, and it'll actually like cause like a black hole or something like that, and they could be lost in the dimension forever. So what we have to do is we have to defeat each monster on the exact same turn. So this isn't difficult at all, you just have to be good with your timing.
You let your guard down, eh?
So we're going to start here. Now with Sed, you can get him to adjust the output. What that'll do is it'll make it so that it can't heal for one turn. However, you can only do this for one of them, and there's 2 generals, so just pick whatever team is having the hardest time to not heal the monster at the end of the turn. So with Ming here, I'm going to go in and I'm going to buff Kaim with Power Up, because he's going to do a lot of damage with that fire ring. This is a wind creature, so as you can see, I didn't stop the output, so it healed by about 500 HP. And this guy's pretty nasty, so just keeping your mages in the back. And once you have one turn with one team, it'll switch to the other team, and you can do the exact same thing. With this team, I'm gonna wait. Now, it's up to you what you want to do. You can, I mean, if you're really uneven, the reason that the output's there is because you need to synchronize the blows to the very, very end. So if one team has more HP than the other, you probably want to make sure that they don't heal. And since I had the wind ring doing additional damage, I just did huge damage to that general, so It's just going to keep going in this pattern until you defeat them both. So for this team, since they're falling behind a little bit, I'm going to make sure that the general doesn't heal this time around. And I'm going to let Kaim do the attacking, what I would suggest, or at least my preference is to buff up Sarah and Kaim, or sorry, Sarah, Seth and Kaim, and then just have your mage just kind of hold back, because the magic might add on to the attack power and you might kill one general before the other and throw the whole thing off balance and you'll get a game over. So I just prefer to do it that way, but it's completely up to you. Your mages will have the spells to do lots of damage on each of the generals. You'll have Flaris for the wind one, and then Winda for the fire one, so it's totally up to you. But this really isn't too interesting. I think we're gonna finish up on this turn, hopefully. There we go. So hopefully Seth can take down the second general, because Sarah's down for the count. So I'm hoping I can get a land to perfect, or I can just get really lucky. Oof. Barely, but I got it. There we go. So just make sure you defeat them on the same turn. Not too difficult, and once you do, Seth's going to turn off the power and return us to this dimension. So now we're all one party again, all back together. And you can get to Gongora now. But there's actually quite a lot of more stuff to do in the Grandstaff. If you only come here without knowing all that's available to you, it's a very, very short area. You just basically get to the glass chamber, come down here, turn off the barrier, go back up and defeat him and then leave. But this is actually going to span to another video because I want to show you guys all of the benefits of the Grandstaff. So once you got those two treasures, there's nothing on the right hand there for now. I already checked. I'm going to come back to this elevator that we came down on. Then we're going to go to the upper floors. As you can see, we can't go down to the middle anymore because we rode the lift down, which is what we just shut off. So you're just going to have to use the little, I guess it's like a compressor or something to time your jumps to get up and down the two floors. And now if you go back to the glass chamber, you can see a cutscene here. We've turned off the power. And I guess maybe this is like an alarm or something for turning off the power. I really don't know how this beast got here or whatever, but you pretty much get a double whammy boss battle. Now luckily, neither of these boss battles are really incredibly difficult, so we really shouldn't have too much of a problem. This is the same beast that we saw in the orange sewers, except for this time we're actually going to fight him. We don't really have much of a choice, whereas before we relied on explosives. So I'm going to put a beast killer on Kaim so we can do additional damage to beast type enemies, which should really help me along here. And I'm going to put that on Seth, and we're just going to go at it. Now he's got what, 26,000 HP, which is really quite a bit when you think about it, but it really shouldn't be too bad. I'm just gonna buff Kaim up because I don't think it doesn't have a specific element, so I don't think spells are gonna be really all that effective here. So I think that since Kaim has that ring on him, he's gonna do a lot of damage, hopefully. And if I can get perfect, so it'll be even better. As you saw with the previous battle, buffing your characters up with powers really does make a huge difference. And I think this guy has the exact same attacks as before. He's got ground strike. He has that one attack where he'll charge it up and it takes 3 turns to charge. Yeah, so he's got a bunch of whopping HP, so It might take you a while. I'm just gonna buff and, you know, be extra safe, because you wouldn't really want to die on this boss after defeating the two generals that we just did, having to restart and then having to do both of these battles over again. That would just be such a huge pain. So here's Sonic Quake. As you can see, he did damage to the back row, but since the front row's got all the guard condition up, it's really not a big deal. I'm choosing to go in with Forceus or Forceus, whatever it is that you have, because it's just a lot easier that way. Since it doesn't have a specific element, I would go with something like Gamble or Forceus that doesn't particularly have an element on it. Force and Forceus and, you know, Forza, that whole family is pretty strong on its own. So it's something that I use when there's nothing really specifically tailored to that enemy. 1,000 damage, nice Sarah, nice. Slowly taking a chunk out of this guy's HP. But as you can see, the battle's not really going too badly. Haven't even really lost a lot of HP. This guy's attacks just really aren't super fantastic. Ooh, 4,000 damage with that powers and that perfect. That is nice.
Okay.
Gotta love Sarah and her powerful, powerful magic. Is he not gonna attack me or what? Or is he getting ready to like charge a huge attack or something? Because he's not even giving me much of a challenge. Oh, okay, look, I was gonna say, what's he doing over there? But it looks like he's gonna charge up that really large attack that takes 3 turns. Hopefully we can actually get him beat by that time, because I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm assuming that attack's probably pretty nasty since it takes so long. But oh, okay, there we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Do we get anything good out of this battle? Nope, no drops, no nothing. Get 20 SP points though, that's not too bad. So after that I'm gonna save, because we just did 2 boss battles in a row. And after defeating that beast, you can pretty much go right up to Gungor if you'd like, but we're not gonna do that. I just wanted to get that boss out of my way, because I figured we were already doing 1 boss battle, might as well make it a 2fer, and then only have to worry about the final boss later on, and then just get the rest of our looting done. Really don't have a whole lot else to worry about in here, though. We won't be in here for much longer, I promise. So we got all the treasures in here. So I guess we're going to keep moving. I don't know if I had mentioned it earlier, but in the first Grandstaff, we fought up against Experiment number 1. That was the enemy that dropped the white charm, and they were an optional boss, or an optional enemy. And in this Grandstaff, they're a random encounter. So if you didn't score the white charm, what you can do is you can just, you know, walk around and you can see if you can get him to come out, and then you can maybe get the white charm off of him, because those are the only 2 opportunities to get it. And then there's 1 extra time, but that's a total pain in the ass, so just keep that in mind. I didn't mention that, I just realized, and I spent hours trying to get that, and it just didn't work for me, so I said screw it. And here we have another one of these glorious, glorious spin puzzles. I like to call them spin, because you're basically spinning the tower around. If you go to the right, you can come up here for an accessory. This is mostly just like really good accessories. Again, we could pick this up at the auction house if you missed them. Sage earrings, master earrings were better. We got that from the invisible chests, but never hurts to have a spare pair of earrings lying around, especially if you want to throw in a bunch of mortals instead of your immortals. I don't know why you would, but I mean, if that's something that floats your boat, you know. So after we go left again, which is back where we started, I think. And then go up. There's not as many floors to go up on this lift, I don't think. I think there's only 3 or 4 that we're only actually concerned about. Don't you love all these puzzles? I know I sure do. What's this one got in it? Something else good? Slot seed. Oh god, I haven't seen a slot seed in a really, really long time. Actually. But we've gotten so many good accessories that give us so many additional slots that slot seeds aren't really particularly needed. I mean, you get so many skills, and it's so easy to just pick and choose. I guess if you really can't decide what ones you want to put in your slots, you can do that. But we skip the 3rd floor. We'll come back there later. I know a treasure in the background looks tempting, but there's a terminal up here if you didn't notice that, which only means that something is off when it should be on. And I think there's another chest over here. Again, hiding in the corner, making us walk. So the crystal fragment in it. I missed that at the earliest opportunity to get it. You can steal it from the magic beast when you're in the orange sewers with Tolton, Sen, and Seth, and it's auto MP recovery, which is really, really helpful. So that's the one of 2 places in this whole game to get it if you didn't get it beforehand. And there, we're gonna go back for that chest I said that we purposely missed, which requires a little bit of backtracking, that's all. And I think that'll about wrap it up as soon as we get that chest. Could be wrong though, but I mean, there can't be much more to this place. They've given us plenty of good treasure already, which I'm very thankful for. What's this guy here? Heaven's Branch. That's a weapon for Cook, which is kind of useless because she doesn't really attack much anyway. She's always using her magic power, and weapons give you attack power. And now I think we can go back and take that elevator that we saw earlier, that we skipped, because I'm pretty sure that was the last chest. I think this might actually be the last chest for almost the whole dungeon as well. I mean, from when we started, we've got a pretty good collection going on, if I do say so myself. So the magic powered unit, you're going to go up to this middle floor, and then you're going to go back up again to the upper floor. We took this elevator to get back to the glass chamber. We're going to do that now, because I'm pretty sure in the next video we're going to wrap this place up, and that was the last of the treasures. And I'm very excited to be getting out of here. That would be wonderful. Although I do like the music for this place. I do like it. I don't know, it's just something about it that I like. So, that's it for the looting part of Grandstaff. In the next video we're going to continue on, so thanks so much for watching.